Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'll be showing you how to make homemade pasta in a gorgonzola sauce and some beef fillet and a side of broccoli. Please enjoy the rest of the video. Thank you so much for watching. The pasta dough recipe is in my lasagna video. I will leave the link to that in the description below. You can also just roll it with a rolling pin and then cut it with a knife into strips, and there you have your pasta. This was so good. So I highly recommend your homemade pasta, but you can also just use store-bought. There is no problem in that. I recently started making my own pasta, so I'm enjoying it, but it's not a must that you must make a homemade pasta. You can just buy and do this recipe. It is really good. It's not that sharp. That's one thing I've noticed, so I just separate it with my hands, and you've got a helper like mine, it's even faster, but it works so well. But you need plenty of flour so that it doesn't stick. So every time when you separate, you see I'm sprinkling some flour because it needs plenty flour. And now you can just enjoy the work of your hands. It's so beautiful, and wow, look at that, homemade pasta right in your kitchen. I bought this fillet on one of the holidays like 2 months ago so that I could use it in this recipe, but you can use whatever meat you would like or what you have in your house, even chicken. I put salt and pepper and olive oil on my meat before I put it in the pan because I didn't want it to smoke too much. It's still smoking, but it wasn't too crazy. This butter and garlic technique, I saw it on Gordon Ramsay. He says when you add a bit of butter like this, it just makes it juicy inside, and the garlic is obviously for the flavor. And I cooked mine to medium, but you can also cook it to your liking. It's not a must that you must do it exactly like mine. This is my gorgonzola sauce. One of my brothers always say, why do you put so much gorgonzola on your pizza? Why not just parmesan? I enjoy the flavor, I really do. So you need some onion, and then you also need some garlic. You're gonna see I don't put a lot of salt because parmesan has got a lot of salt, so does gorgonzola as well. So just keep going. You'll see that I'll keep mixing it quite a bit because I don't want it to stick since it's such a creamy sauce. And then now we're gonna add some black pepper. Salt and black pepper goes together all the time. 2 cups of cream. You might actually think this is a lot of cream, but it's not. Remember, this is the sauce that you're going to use for your pasta, so you need quite a bit of your sauce. So you see I'm gonna add a bit of water just to break all the creaminess. It was quite rich, and I decided to put a bit of water in it, and I didn't put any thickening agent because I'm going to put my pasta, and the pasta is going to make the sauce thick. So now I'm just adding my gorgonzola. So the gorgonzola and the parmesan goes when it's almost ready. So don't start in the beginning with it. So when you see it starting to change color, looking like this, so creamy, then you add your gorgonzola and now your parmesan. And just whisk it a little bit more. But you see, you just have to keep whisking it because if you don't, you are going to burn it and then it won't taste pleasant. So you see I'm only adding the salt now because I wasn't sure about the parmesan and the gorgonzola, how much saltiness they were going to leave. So I realized I needed a bit of salt, and then you can add more according to your preference. And then I just wanted to add something sweet, just to balance the flavors. So I added a bit of honey, 1 teaspoon of honey, but you can also add sugar. It's entirely up to you. So just add a bit of honey and mix it together, and then it will be ready. Check what that looks like. So now we're just cutting our meat into thin slices, and then we're going to put it back into our sauce. So it doesn't have to be medium, it doesn't have to be medium rare, it can be anything that you would like it because you are the one that's going to enjoy it. So I do not want to tell you that you have to cook it exactly like mine. So I cooked the steak. It was 5 minutes each side because it was quite thick, and I let it rest for 10 minutes before cutting it. After cutting our meat, now we're just putting it into the sauce so that the flavors can just marry before we go on to our pasta. We cook our pasta last because it's very quick. For our pasta, we just brought the water to a boil and put some salt, and also we added some oil so that it doesn't stick together. I know I keep saying it, but it's very important that you don't let it stick together because now you're gonna have a giant mess. Anyway, now we put all our pasta in. It was enough for all of us in the house, and my husband had some for lunch the next day, so we are 4. So if you're maybe 1 or 2 people, you can just cook some and leave some on the baking paper to dry for 15 minutes before you freeze it. So now it's ready. When you see it floating like this, you know that it's time to enjoy. So now we just strained the water, and then we're putting it back into our meat and just folding it. We don't have to mix it vigorously because it's already cooked. Everything is cooked. So now we're just gonna let it simmer a little bit to just get the sauce to thicken from the pasta, like I mentioned earlier. And then we're going to dish up so you can have it with some broccoli, some bok choy, any vegetable that you would like. Really, you can even make a salad. And yeah, there you have it. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit the thumbs up, subscribe, share it, and also don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can get my next video. Thank you so much for the support, and please, let's keep it going.